This is Chris Medeiros. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Medeiros, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I got 2 TikTok pages. They'll all be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw September 5th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about Monday Night Raw. Now, this is the first episode of Raw after Clash at the Castle, and boy, we're off to a good start. So yeah, we get Edge to come out to the ring, and he starts calling out Dominic Mysterio because he said, "Hey, what you did to me, you have to get your ass whooped now." So yeah, he starts calling out Dom, and then Rey Mysterio comes out instead, and he looks at Edge. He goes like, "Look, I understand why you're mad and all that stuff, but I want to apologize on Dominic's behalf and all that stuff for what he did to you on Saturday." So yeah, that's what Ray was saying. And Edge was like, "Look, I treated him like he was my nephew, but it looks like he don't think of me as the same way." And I even said that I was sorry after I speared him and stuff because of what happened. And yeah, that's what Edge was saying. And then he says, "Well, you're my friend and everything, Ray, but I'm still going to call him out because he's old enough to drink, he's old enough to drive, and he's old enough to get in the ring, so he needs to get his ass whooped for what he did to me. He's a grown man." So yeah, that's what he said. And then he starts calling Dominic out, and then all of a sudden Rhea Ripley comes out, and Rhea Ripley was like how Dominic is a changed man and all that stuff, how she made him into a grown man and all that stuff. Yeah, so Rhea Ripley was like that Dominic is a part of the Judgment Day, and then she calls out Dominic, and Dominic comes out. And then Rhea Ripley was like, "So you want to fight, Edge? Okay, we'll go on the way down." And then they was walking down to the ring, but then Rey Mysterio decides to get out the ring and confront Dominic himself. And Dominic's just not looking at him, like not even staring at him, not even making eye contact or nothing. And Rey was like, "Come on, why would you do this?" and all that. And he said, "You know what? Forget it." And then he starts walking away, Rey did. And then all of a sudden, Edge gets attacked from behind by Finn Balor and Damian Priest. They start beating him down, and Dominic gets in there and beats him down as well. So yeah, all three of them's just beating down Edge. So yeah, they started beating Edge down, going after his legs and stuff, and then Rey was coming down to save Edge, but then he gets beat down, get attacked from Rhea Ripley from behind. But yeah, they was beating down Edge, and then all of a sudden they got a steel chair, beating down with the steel chair, and that's when Finn Balor lays a steel chair across Edge's leg, climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with the coup de grace onto the chair, which was on Edge's leg. So yeah, laying him out. But yeah, that's what happened there. It looks like Edge is going to be out for a little while after that. But yeah, still to come later on tonight, we will see a United States Championship match. It'll be Bobby Lashley versus The Miz one-on-one later on tonight for the title. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was the first match of the night. It was Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, The New Day versus Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, versus Humberto Angel, Los Lotharios, versus Chad Gable and Otis, Alpha Academy, in a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Winner of this match faces the Usos for the Tag Team title. So yeah, it's a number 1 contenders match, and it was a pretty good match. At one point in this match, we seen Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods tagged in at the same time, and then they came up with the bright idea like, "Go ahead, Kofi, hurry up and pin Xavier." So yeah, that was pretty funny, and of course everybody broke it up at the count of 2. But yeah, this match was pretty good, and then we get to the ending where we see Montez actually hitting a scoop slam onto Otis, laying him out, and then he climbs up the top turnbuckle, about to jump off with that frog splash, but then we see the Los Lotharios interfering on that, and then they decide to jump off the second turnbuckles, hitting moonsault onto everybody else, like the New Day and all them. And then that's when Montez had the opportunity. Then he was up there, and he jumps off with the frog splash onto Otis, and it looks like he was about to pin him, but then all of a sudden Chad Gable locks him on to the ankle lock, about to make him tap out. But then all of a sudden we hear Braun Strowman's theme song hits. Braun Strowman then comes down to the ring, coming down to the ring, returning, and just attacking everybody. And yeah, it was not by DQ, it was just the match ended. So yeah, we all know who the number 1 contender is. But yeah, Braun Strowman was just beating down everybody. At one point, he actually tripped and fell, which was pretty funny when he was trying to do that shoulder block onto Chad Gable outside the ring. I think he tripped and fell, and that was pretty funny. But yeah, he managed to do it to Otis and knock him through the barricade, beating the hell out of everybody. Security guards was trying to stop him, but he was beating the hell out of the security guards, hitting power bombs and stuff on them. But then we see him pick up Angelo Dawkins and hit the running power slam onto him through the announce table, laying him out. And yeah, Braun Strowman just standing tall tonight. So yeah, he returns tonight, which was pretty great to see Braun Strowman back. And yeah, the only bad thing is we don't know who the number one contender is for the tag team titles. Probably to have a rematch or something. We don't know. But yeah, it was great to see Braun Strowman make his return back tonight on Monday Night Raw. But up next, we're going to be seeing the new Women's Tag Team Champions, Aaliyah and Raquel Rodriguez, versus Doudrop and Nikki ASH up next in the tag team match. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. Oh yeah, and for that Fatal 4-Way match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. And that includes with Braun Strowman returning. So yeah, that's why I'll give that match and what happened after the match as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw. Now, before I talk about the women's tag team match, we gotta talk about Miz. Now, Miz and Ciampa was getting interviewed, but then all of a sudden they look around and then they see a car flipped over, just smoking. So yeah, that's what they see there. But then we get to the match. It was the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah versus Doudrop and Nikki ASH in a tag team match. It was an okay tag team match. The League of Women was Raquel and Doudrop. Doudrop was doing pretty good against Raquel, but then at the ending, she climbs up the second turnbuckle. Looks like she was about to hit the splash onto Raquel, but then we see Nikki ASH and Aaliyah brawling and stuff outside of the ring, and it distracted Doudrop, and then that's when Raquel goes up underneath her, grabs her, and then hits that one-handed powerbomb onto Doudrop. She almost dropped her, but she safely got her, and then hits that powerbomb and then pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah defeated Doudrop and Nikki ASH tonight in the non-title tag team match. That's what happened. And then, of course, we see Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky watching this match from backstage. So yeah, that's what happened there. But for that tag team match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay tag team match. But yeah, that's why I'll give the match. But then after that, and then we see Rey Mysterio get an interview backstage, and he says that he ain't gonna never put his hands on his son, but he's going to go after the Judgment Day for corrupting his son. So yeah, that's what Rey said. He says he's going to be challenging either Finn Balor or Damian Priest. He don't care whichever one of those two. He's up for the challenge. So yeah, that's what Rey Mysterio said. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Like I said, for that match, I gave it 1.5 stars. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, now we see Mr. Money in the Bank, Austin Theory, come out, and then he starts talking about what happened at Clash of the Castle. He said he was mere moments away by cashing in his Money in the Bank contract to become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. That's what he was saying. But then he said, "It's up until Tyson Fury knocked me out." So yeah, that's what Austin Theory's mad about, is him getting knocked out by Tyson Fury, which was pretty funny. I'm not even gonna lie, because every time when Theory tries to cash in the Money in the Bank, he's always getting knocked out by somebody. Last time it was Brock. This time it's Fury. So yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, he was getting mad, and the fans started chanting at him and all that, booing him, and he kept on telling them to shut up, and he was messing up on his words and all that stuff, saying, "Shut up, you're making my jaw hurt." So yeah, just funny stuff like that. But then we see Kevin Owens come out, and Kevin Owens was talking about how Austin Theory better be glad he didn't cash in the Money in the Bank contract, because he would have lost. So yeah, that's what he was saying. And Theory starts talking about, like, well, I am the number one star. I am Mr. Money in the Bank, and for a reason, you're not. And then and then he starts saying that you haven't even won a title in so many years. And then Kevin Owens said, well, if I was in the Money in the Bank ladder match, I would have won it, but you're just lucky I wasn't in it, so you just got it. So yeah, that's what Owens said. But then he says, how about this? You already know what the rules are. Moment we're going to be waiting for a referee to come down. A referee comes down, and then he says that then that person, which is me, I'll be saying, let's go ahead and fight. And then, you know what? Let's go ahead and fight. So yeah. And then we get to the match. It was Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory 1-on-1. And it was a really good match. I'm not even gonna lie. They get to the outside of the ring, and then at one point we see Theory actually grabbing Kevin Owens and slamming his head against the steel steps, like the corner of it too, like the way how you walk up the steps. Yeah, right there, which was wild. And Kevin Owens barely made it into the ring by the count of 9, but as soon as he got back into the ring, Austin Theory lifts him up for like a suplex and then drops him right on his knee, pins him 1, 2, Owens barely kicking out 2, and then Owens starts knocking him down. He climbs up the top turnbuckle, and that's when Theory starts getting up there, trying to knock him off the turnbuckle, and then that's when Owens grabs him, hits like a fisherman suplex off the top turnbuckle, and then Theory got back up. Owens pushes him to the ropes, hitting a pop-up powerbomb onto Austin Theory, and then he lifts him back up, and then hits a stunner onto him, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Kevin Owens defeated Austin Theory tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. It was a really good match. If you have it, go check it out. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it great match between those two guys. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Miz and Ciampa get interviewed. Miz was actually, he was stretching and all that stuff and messed up, and it was just funny stuff. And then he says, "Well, I want to answer that question that you keep on asking me, because every time when you're going to ask that question, I'm not going to answer that, because I'm not going to tell you what happened." And then all of a sudden, she was like, "No, I was just going to talk to you about the United States Championship match against Bobby Lashley, and it was somehow he's going to win and all that." So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, like I said, great match between Austin Theory and Kevin Owens. If you have it, go check it out. Like I said, I'll give that match 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a really good match between those two guys. So yeah, go check it out if you have it yet. Later on tonight, we will see the United States Champion, Bobby Lashley, versus The Miz, 1-on-1 for the U.S. title inside of a steel cage. So yeah, that match will be happening later on tonight. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we see Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky Damage Control come out. And, they started talking. Bayley was talking about how Dakota Kai and Io Sky will win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships next week. Because it looks like next week they will be taking on Raquel Rodriguez and Leah for the tag team titles. So yeah, that's what Bayley was saying. But then she starts talking about how she was the one that pinned Bianca Belair and was the first person to pin Bianca Belair in over 300 days at Clash of the Castle. That's what Bayley was saying. And then all of a sudden, we see the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair come out, and Bianca was pretty much saying, "Hey, if you want to fight, I'm always down for a fight." And then Bayley was like, "No, it's Labor Day weekend, and I'm not working today." So yeah, that's what she said. And then she gets out the ring with Dakota Kai and Io Sky. And then Bayley was like, "Well, just know this. I can get that Raw Women's Championship whenever I feel like it. Just right now, I'm not." But yeah, she says she can get it one way or another. That's what she was saying. And yeah, it was okay segment between all of them. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we're going to be seeing Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest 1-on-1 up next on Raw. And still to come later on tonight, we will see Bobby Lashley defending the United States Championship up against The Miz tonight in a steel cage. That match is still tonight. I think that'll be the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest 1-on-1. Now during this match, we did see Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Rhea Ripley, the Judgment Day, come walking down during this match. So they was at ringside. But then we get to the ending. It was a pretty good match between Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio. But when we get to the ending, Damian Priest is about to end it, when he was about to hit that Razor's Edge onto Rey Mysterio, but Rey reverses it into a Hurricanrana, knocking Damian Priest onto the second rope, setting it up for the 619. And then when he runs to the ropes and about to come back, we see Dominic on the ring apron, pretty much, and Rey did not want to knock him off the apron or nothing. So then all of a sudden we see Finn Balor getting on the other side of the apron. Rey knocks him off the apron, and then Rhea Ripley tries to get into the ring, but the referee catches her, and Rey was distracted by that, and then he turns around, and then he gets hit with that sit-out chokeslam South of Heavens by Damian Priest, and then Priest pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Damian Priest defeated Rey Mysterio tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 3 stars as well. I'll give it was a pretty good match. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after the match ended, Rhea Ripley grabs the mic and she starts talking about how Dominic will put Edge back into retirement because he'll be challenging Edge next week on Raw. So yeah, it looks like that match will be happening next week. Edge versus Dominic Mysterio next week on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. And then after that, we see the United States Champion Bobby Lashley get an interview backstage, and he was talking about how Miz thinks that the steel cage is going to save him from Dexter Lumis, but he should not forget that he's in the steel cage with him, and he's going to beat the hell out of him. So yeah, that's what Bobby Lashley said. Pretty good promo. But yeah, that's what happened there. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. Now, before I talk about the main event, we got to talk about a few things. Now, we see Braun Strowman get interviewed, and Strowman was saying that he'll explain the reason why he returned this Friday on SmackDown. So yeah, that's what Braun Strowman said. But then after that, we see a video thing about Matt Riddle talking about how he wants a rematch against Seth Rollins. This was like after his match against Seth Rollins at Clash of the Castle. So yeah, that's what Riddle was saying. He wants a rematch and all that. And then we see another video with Seth Rollins after Clash of the Castle saying that that Riddle was not going to get a rematch against him. So yeah, that's what he said. But then we get to the main event. It was the United States Champion Bobby Lashley versus The Miz 1-on-1 for the United States Championship in a steel cage match of the main event. So yeah, it was a pretty good match. Before the match even started, Miz grabbed the United States Championship, attacking Bobby Lashley, hitting him in the back of the head, beating him down and stuff, throws him outside of the ring. Ciampa and Miz beating down Lashley, and then throws him into the steel cage and grabbed the steel steps and hit him in the arm with the steel steps and threw him back in to get the match underway. So yeah, the match finally started. It was pretty good. It was back and forth pretty much, but then at one point we see Miz hitting the Skull Crusher finale onto Bobby Lashley, pins him. Lashley barely kicks out too, and then it looks like Miz was trying to escape, but Lashley grabs him and threw him into the cage. And then Lashley was about to escape, but then Ciampa was trying to hit him in the face with the door, but Lashley grabs the door and slings it right back, hitting Ciampa in the face, knocking him out. And then that's when Miz grabs the door from over Bobby Lashley and starts slamming his head against the door, laying him out. And then Miz decides to climb the steel cage. He's about to get out, and then all of a sudden he sees Dexter Lumis on the floor, just staring up at him. And then Miz was like, oh, hell no. He gets right back into the ring. He turns around. He gets hit with a spear by Bobby Lashley, and then Lashley pinned him for the 3 count. So, yeah, Bobby Lashley defeated The Miz and has retained the United States Championship. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, Dexter Lumis decides to climb up the steel cage, getting into the ring. Miz was trying to escape, but Bobby Lashley held the door shut so Miz couldn't escape, and then Dexter Lumis locks on that triangle chokehold onto the Miz, making him pass out. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was a pretty good match and stuff, I guess. I'll give that match 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But match of the night, I would say, was Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory. That match was pretty good. It was great to see Braun Strowman return tonight. That was pretty cool. And yeah, there was some good stuff. But yeah, that has for tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 8 stars. That's what I'll give it. So yeah, that's been my WWE Monday Night Raw September 5th, 2022 reviews. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and both of my TikTok pages. It'll all be down there in the description box, and I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews. See you guys later. Until then.